Me and Aaron's back scouting some public land here in Tennessee. We're going into a spot that he found this past rifle season near where I shot a big 9-pointer. And yeah, I see that. Yeah, there's a lot of bear sign up here though. You can tell where the bears have been digging up. Hang on, I'll show you one right here we just walked up on. I wonder what they're digging out.
I don't know.
Roof or something maybe? But we're on the edge. This is a real thick clear cut and we're walking right through the middle of it. There just happens to be a logging road that runs right up through an old one that runs right up through the middle. And after you get past this point, it opens up and you start going into a bunch of ridge systems and saddles. And we have a camera back here that we left from, what was it, February? We left it in February. So we're gonna go back here and see if we had any big velvet bucks on camera. And who knows? I know we probably got some bears on camera. There's probably more bear than there is deer here, but there's really good deer here. I killed a good one, and then I know a few people that shot some really good ones off this piece. So, but as we get up the mountain, I'll get back on here. Some old historical sign from about this point on, when we were up here in February, that rub back there, and plus a lot of scrapes along this this old logging road. We found a lot of fresh sign from this past year, so we might end up throwing a camera up here on the ridge. Talking about bears in here, we're walking up this ridge and you can see, it's probably hard to see on camera, but this right here, we've been following these indentions all the way up, and they're literally bigger than my hand. So we're probably on the trail of a big one going up through here. All right, we just came off this ridge right here. We came down, we found this spot. He's hanging the camera on this tree. We found this spot back in February, and what it is it comes off the steep ridge, and then it's sort of like a small subtle saddle here that comes up out of a bottom here, and a thick clear cut over here to my left. But there was a big scrape right here back in the fall or back in the winter time, and it had a couple rubs on some of these trees. So all we did was open it back up, put some forehead gland, some pre-orbital gland on the branch, and now he's going to try to get a camera way up in that tree over there. That way the bears don't get it, but we'll probably get a big buck on this camera. But yeah, camera one out. All right, we're about a mile in, and we continue to run into really crazy bear sign. This is pretty cool. This is like a like deer have signpost rubs, and I'm guessing it's probably the same thing, how they mark their territory. But we just found this, what is this, a pine tree? We just found this pine tree, and they have clawed through it, pretty fresh too. It's got pretty fresh claw marks, I'll show you. But this is Aaron. How tall are you, Aaron? About
6'1".
6'1". And there's claw marks all the way up the side of it.
Sap dripping.
You can see, yeah, there's sap dripping from it. You can see the claw marks coming through it. But more than likely a pretty big bear. Definitely won't be hunting in here without a gun, that's for sure, while bow hunting. Is there more claw marks on the other side?
Not as, like, they're like, you can see each
yeah,
individual claw. He broken this branch off in the past, I'm guessing. That looks like he grabbed.
Pretty cool, but definitely keeps you aware. And then right here at my feet, I didn't even notice. More bear droppings there. We've been finding that everywhere, all the way up this trail. So I'd say this camera we're about to check here in a few hundred yards, I bet it's got bears all over it. All right, we got all the way back here to this camera that we hung back in February, and we're not really sure what happened to it. We're redoing it right now. You might want to try to get it facing this way. But we're not really sure what happened to it. The last picture we had was a bear and it was walking underneath it, and the camera was sort of turned sideways. And then after that, 2 months ago, it just stopped taking a picture. But after we reset the camera, it started taking pictures like nothing was wrong. So I don't know if the bear maybe just jarred it or something and messed it up, but we're gonna reset it here. We did have a few small bucks on it and some coyotes back in March and April that were still hard-horned, but now we've got the camera. We got it way up in there now, and it's really hard to see from the trail. So we had these scrapes kicked out. Oh, shoot. We had these scrapes kicked out underneath these branches here. Aaron found these back in the fall while he was deer hunting. So hopefully we can get a few more cameras out, and hopefully this one right here takes some better pictures this year. While Aaron's turning the camera on, we're gonna give a little plug out to Black Widow deer lures. We use branch butter. We are in no way affiliated with them, but we've used it for the last 2 or 3 years, and we make all of our mock scrapes and existing scrapes. We put it on all the licking branches above and around it for the forehead gland, but it seems to work really well. Just spooked a fawn up off this bank here where we're about to hang. We're about to hang another camera. She jumped up and she's just standing over there on the ridge, right over there across from us. So might be a good spot. This spot right here, it's really thick. It's not that bad during deer season, but there's a lot of white oaks all through this area here. So we're probably going to try to hang a camera here, and then we'll come back and check it in probably October or November. But we're gonna wait for her to move on, and then we're gonna make our move over there. We're hanging one of the last cameras now. So we walked up this ridge here, and we looked down here, and there's an old bench system, and it's really steep on all sides of us. It goes straight up and then it goes straight off. But right here on this bench, we followed a deer trail, and it looks like there's an old scrape right here, and a deer trail going that way, and a deer trail going that way. And then we came up, and there's an old beech tree right here. So we went ahead and kicked the ground out, made a big muck scrape right here, and then we're gonna put our camera right up here. We got it up off the ground so it's out of their view, and you got it pointed down right towards the scrape. And this will be a camera that we come in and check probably in March or so. We probably won't hunt up here just because it is so hard to get to. Aaron's calling me. Aaron went ahead up to the to another spot that he found. He said it's pretty good looking. But yeah, we probably won't check this camera until around February or March of this next year, just because we're gonna let it soak and see if it's worth coming up here or not. I'd say there's gonna be some pretty good bucks on this camera, really, but we'll see. Okay, so as soon as I got off the phone there, or as soon as I got off the camera, Aaron called me. He went ahead up here to the top, or closer to the about maybe 100 yards up. I was down there, and he called me as I stopped recording, and he said that he had a bear at like 15 yards, and he had to yell at it, and you could hear it running away. So he had a bear coming up to him up here. So I'm gonna try to get up here to him so we ain't split up here.
was about 60 yards up the hill. I heard stomping and crashing. I thought it was a squirrel maybe jumping through brush. Sat there, and then I saw a glimpse of movement. I was like, no, maybe deer are moving through here, because it sounded like multiple steps and stuff. I caught a glimpse of black at about 30 yards maybe. And then he just turned and started making his way. And it, honestly, from, you see where this tree is like laid straight over towards us? At the base of it is where he was. Like, he was close. I was sitting here just waiting. I was trying to call you to let you know, like, hey.
I was literally making a video. I was making a video on the mock scrape, and I was like, oh, heck, so
I'm buckling. Like, I'm shaking. That was wild. He was,
what do you got?
Guaranteed, that bear was at least 350. I mean,
what the heck you doing up here?
His back was up, I mean, at least over my belly button. So he was standing almost 4 feet tall at least.
That's pretty cool.
When he was all by himself, when he turned, I mean, he was breaking logs, running. There's a post. There's a post down here. He's about ripped it in half on a tree.
I could hear him. Big. I could hear him running in the background.
Yeah. I'm telling you,
it's pretty cool. And tells you how fast and how close you can get to these things out here without you even knowing that you're even near them.
I was in the one spot that I could stand up straight.
Once again, we're even further back here, way up on the mountain. And I said, and well, we just got done talking, we said, ain't nobody coming back here. And this is probably like 50, 40, maybe 40, 50 years ago, maybe even longer than that. But somebody a long time ago had taken big nails and nailed them into the tree. And it goes all the way up to there. People are crazy. Okay. About to hang the last camera. We weren't even going to hang this one because we didn't have really anywhere else to go, but we were coming off that ridge there and we found some deer trails coming down. They were sliding off the ridge coming down into this bottom, and it hasn't rained here probably like a good rain, probably in like 2 or 3 weeks, maybe longer. But we got down here in this bottom and we found a watering hole, and you can see the trails coming in and out of it. And there's an old rub right here on the tree here. So we're going to throw a camera up over this water hole here, and we'll probably come back and check it whenever we deer hunt. But it's better than not putting a camera out at all. We'll see if anything hits the water hole. All right, we're back down to the bottom. We're almost down here to the car. You can see it down there, but I'm not going to film the car because too many people will figure out where we're at. But it's been a good long day. We found a lot of sign, put out a lot of cameras. We're even on a deer trail right now, and we're only about 50 yards from the car. So, but hopefully we can come back here in probably either late October or mid-October or late November, and hopefully we'll have some really nice bucks on these cameras, give us an idea of what's in the area and what we can expect. But until next time.